with the pastor Bishop Oyedepo's son, when he was, separating from winners, of course, we heard a lot of things about, okay, normally everybody would like, okay, why would this guy do this? Betraying your father and all of those things. And social media, as it is, will help you escalate things, make you see what is not seen.
Yes.
But I remember that when the father was commissioning him, that really shows that, okay, the man did let him go.
That's right.
But we still have people in the church who will still say this is not supposed to be.
It is because of their knowledge of things, not everything that a man or woman of God, not everything that they do, that they are going to tell you. Everything you are saying or that people are saying, it is at the surface. Daddy Dio said something years ago at a ministers' conference in Dallas. He said there are some people who say, I know Daddy Dio, I know Daddy Dio. He said we should ask them, what is the color of his bedroom?
Yeah, it's true. Oh, that's wisdom.
Yes. So it is true that you know the man. You know him from afar. You know him a little bit that you know about him, but you've never been into his bedroom. And so he said, we should ask them, exactly, we should ask them, that is, what is the color of his bedroom? So that tells you that it is what people are seeing that they are saying. It is just like the work of a journalist. I have a journalist friend, I'm not going to mention his name, he's high up there. And then, we have been together, we have done a lot of things together. And I respect him. And so certain times, when I read one of his news or I hear him, I call him and say, that is journalistic English. And he knows what I'm talking about. You want to sell.
Yeah.
People, younger Christian, younger generation, we are doing things to sell. To sell ourselves. Younger pastors are doing things to sell themselves. I'm not saying they are not leading people to heaven or to the kingdom, to the body of Christ, but majority of things that they are doing is we are trying to put things out in order to win people to our side. Not necessarily the kingdom. And so they are going to look for the news to sell. My father-in-law, Pastor Obed, whom I really, really love, I respect, because in this journey, he counseled me before we started this work. And he told me something one day. He said, Pastor Thomas, he doesn't call me Pastor Thomas, Brother Thomas. He said, please do away with 3 things or 2 things if you don't want your ministry to go down and it will make news. Number 1, he said, try as much as possible, to know how to deal with money. Number 2, he said, know how to deal with women. I can't remember the 3rd one. And he explained to me, he said, those are the news that sell fast.
Yes.
Once they hear about money, he said people will just run with the news. They don't know the reason why, what transpired. Number 2, he said you may be driving, Do you know, Sister Joke, as me and you are here right now conducting this interview, for some people that may know or be aware of this interview, perception may be out there.
Sure.
And so he told me, he said, sometimes people will see you with another woman in your car, or you are in their car and they are driving. They don't know whether she's helping you to take you to the chemist, take you to the pharmacy, or just dropping you because she found you stranded. He said what they are going to be saying out there. So it is what they see in order for them to sell the news. So those are most of the things that Christians of nowadays, when they cast the stone, they are not casting the stone in order to correct. They are casting the stone in order to win people and to win audience.
Wow, that's powerful. All right, there's something that came to my mind while you were talking. I know I used a popular man of God also always talk about, when you talked about people speak, do you know this person to this? Do you know the color of his bedroom? Now, a big man of God comes to town, and because you're a upcoming man of God, and you're fortunate to take a picture with the person, before you know it, you choose to take the picture, the person granted you the picture. And instead of you looking for something more than just picture, because you want to tell the world, oh, I know this person, just because of picture. And then the next day you feel you have a right to talk about anything about the person, or to say something negative about the person or something. Now, what would you advise young ministers? I would say pastors now, or evangelists, apostles. Now, ministers, people who want to actually walk the walk of Christ and actually add value, be a part of the body of Christ, to avoid, just like you said, again, which brings me to another thing. I'm sorry, I had to say this out. Now, you talked about women in this instance. Now, we know, of course, there are people, big men of God or musicians, that are fallen victim of such incidents.
Yes.
It's still the same church. Yes, they did wrong, but it's still the same church that cast the stone, forgetting that anybody can be a victim of this because you let up the guard.
Let me just tell you something. You know, during the School of Disciple some years back, our coordinator told us something about the Pharisees. That is, when Jesus Christ said, if your faith is more than the Pharisees, because the Pharisees, they believe they know more than Jesus Christ. Christians, especially younger ones, including my very self, we believe we know more. We believe we know better than those that have gone ahead of us. Before I became a pastor, I have read and studied first and second book of Chronicles. And I shared with our parent church during workers' meeting one time. And then, I don't know the reason, but I finally realized I was studying it to know what makes a man fall, what makes a man stand. For example, you will see, and it said, this won't go in the way of his father because he did not follow the law. And so, I try to equip myself. What makes this man fall? I don't like when I see anybody fall. So that's why I'm saying it is a personal perception of people.
Okay.
Personal understanding of situation. Why will you rejoice in the falling of another person? The Bible made us to understand that those who think they should stand should be careful. And so the stone that you are casting on the people that fell today, you are still alive. That same stone or that same part the man took or the woman take, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can come to you. How do you handle it? How would you feel when somebody castigates you or throws stone, that is, and you are saying that this thing is not right? They are holding on to the facts they know, not the truth. Not the truth. And so, how do I advise Christians? Don't let me say ministers alone. Let me say Christian in general, because we are talking about Christians. That is, to be the first person to cast a stone. The Bible says, find the truth, know the truth, and the truth will set you free or will make you free. It is the truth that you know. When you hear a story, verify first. I belong to different platforms, the alumni, the body of Christ, and people will put news in there. I first of all want to check whether they are saying is right, is true or not. And thank God for social media, there is something they call fact check. You fact check the story and see that this story, before you now make any comments. You understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, what I'm saying is that the younger generation or ministers, like I said, younger ministers, what we are doing is we are castigating our older prophets in order to win. It's like a marketplace. Yeah. I have seen ministers of God who flew into this country. They wanted to start a ministry, but they will find a means to bring down the other ministry in order to win.
This reminds me of someone that I think they sent me the video, and I watched the person. The man speaks Yoruba, he sings Yoruba. But one day, I think I just tuned, I did, of course, Facebook will notify. And as I was watching, I just heard this man of God, singing Yoruba song. You know, all those insultive, abusive Yoruba song. I don't know what they call that particular word. Like singing that song to like insulting another man of God. Oh, we're already here. Nobody can move us away from here. And I'm like, no, this is not right. Because no matter what, even if you have a store and everyone on your roll is selling the same thing, you will still sell your own.
That's
So
right.
you have to insultingly sing on the altar. The same people you're preaching to and singing that same kind of song. What are you then teaching? What Christian are you breeding?
That's why I said they have turned it to market.
Mm.
Everybody wants to sell their commodity. My advice to, younger pastors, younger generation, number one, let's have morals.
Mm.
Morals tells you to respect your elder. Morals tells you not only to honor your biological mother and your father, honor your spiritual father as well. What has kept me in the body of Christ today, not that I didn't see things or I didn't hear things, not that I've not been wrong, but the morality in me will keep me going because these are my seniors.
Mm.
They have done something that is right before. There are sometimes that is good. Does not mean I should cast a stone against them.
Mm.
Instead, I will challenge them, not confront them. I challenge them and say, sir, man, I feel this thing that you have done is not right. And let them explain. If their explanation is suitable for me, I'll go with it. I run with it. Instead of going to spread unnecessary news, castigating the stone. So I'm going to advise younger generation, please be careful because the stone you cast on somebody today may be meant for you tomorrow.
Exactly. What goes around comes around. Thank you so much, Pastor, for your time. It's wonderful having you. But before we leave this show, I would like to ask you one thing which you need to answer me. One thing people don't know about you.
You've been with me for over a year or thereabout now. Hardly can I say people does not know about me because my life is the message coupled with gospel, and maybe I crack jokes a lot.
Okay.
Oh yes, I love to crack jokes, and then when you see, I can tell you vividly, that there are a group of pastors that will crack jokes. And they find me more funny among every one of them, because I crack jokes, which the congregation may not know. And, it's out of respect, decorum not to be cracking jokes. So that people may not know about me, I crack jokes. At the last alma mater meeting, I was looking, everybody was tense.
So you needed to calm down.
I need to calm every now. So when they were talking about the last outing that, we organized in Nigeria and everybody, so I look at everybody, I said, okay, can you tell us what drink? Because pastors are among you here. Tell us what drink. Everybody just goes in laughter.
Wow.
So I crack jokes a lot.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. It's been wonderful once again having you. And thank you too for being part of the show. I hope you're able to enjoy this conversation. Until next time when I come your way again, please enjoy your day. Bye for now.